Hey, what's up, fellas? Oh, my two biggest fans are in here. What's up, fellas? What's going on tonight? Yeah, I had to come on tonight. A couple press conferences. I was like, you know what? I'm not making a video. I'm going to come on and talk. Hopefully, we'll get some more. Well, we got four people in here. Well, we're going to get started here in a second, guys. Stoops gave a really good press conference. I'll give you the latest breaking news in the SEC. If you guys haven't heard this, DJ Lagway is hurt. He's got seen walking in a, excuse me, he was seen walking in a boot. So he's hurt again. And that was the big news on the SEC network and all the fine bombers. They had the SEC podcast had an emergency podcast to talk about Lagway. So yeah. Oh, and while they did that, they took a shot at Stoops. We're going to talk about that. They still find time to take a shot at Kentucky. But can everybody hear me? Okay, say yes. You can hear me. You guys hear me? Oh, yes, sir. Okay, good. Thank you. I was hoping I wasn't talking to myself there. Uh, no. Does anybody look at this SEC podcast with this Uncle Shane and this other? What the hell is this guy's name? Looks like a bad episode of Moonshiners. Mike Bratton. Either of you guys watch that? Anybody watch that podcast? Man, dude, that's yeah. They want Mark Stoops to get fired so bad they can taste it. But hey, if you're in here, welcome. I see we got six people. We're going to get started here in a second because Mark Stoops actually, and there was actually two press conferences because Tom Leach did one. KSR posted it was Bush Hamden, Brad White, and Mark Stoops. So they talked a little bit too. So they were with Tom Leach at somewhere on a stage, and they did a press conference that got posted on KSR. But it's basically the same thing Stoops gave with his podcast. He's getting ready to have surgery on his face. Something about he's not going to be able to talk later this week, so he wanted to go ahead and do a press conference early. So hey, at least we can talk about that. Uh, oh yes, yeah. We're going to talk. Yes, the O line is good. Yes. In fact, he talked a lot about that. He broke that down. In fact, he broke down some things we talked about last night. That's why I had to get back on here because I'm like, oh man, he added to some of the stuff, a lot of stuff we talked, and I didn't realize we talked 2 hours last night. That went by just like that. That was fun for me, but I like to talk. So hey, all right. Well, you know what? Since no one else is here, hey, you know what? It's 7:32. Guess we can wait a few more minutes. But no, Florida's all scared now and that they might lose to us. Oh well, thank you, AFio. Man, I appreciate that. You know, I'm even gonna stand up tonight. Actually, my back. Man, when you get old, dude, if you ever hurt your back, I hurt my back a couple years ago. Uh, Putting that gear on as a firefighter, yeah, I threw my back out real bad one time, and every once in a while it just gets me, and sitting down is worse than standing up. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna stand up a little bit tonight. Tilted my camera a little bit. Um, and by the way, guys, there's only six of you in here. I didn't tell you. I was like, I didn't even tell him my name. Tom. Glad to meet you. My name is Tom. I should put that. Hello, my name is Tom. I should at least know my first name. Uh, you know. So yeah, I'm Tom, and it's good to meet you guys. And I'm glad you guys came back. And so anyway, yeah, we'll wait a few more minutes here, and we'll get started. But let's see. KSR posted a video with Tyler Thompson, Drew Franklin, Nick Roush, and the other guy. It has zero comments on it. It had like 200 views and no comments. So, um, I don't know what KSR needs to do to get football going because it used to never be like that. And then I listened to Matt Jones this morning, you guys. He talked about the traffic in Lexington. He talked about Tyler Childress songs. Dude, can you mention football just a little bit, dude? I mean, no wonder. I mean, come on. There's no other SEC school. I mean, bring it up a little. I mean, I'm not saying you have to talk the whole 2 hours about football, but I mean, come on, dude. And then you sit there and go, well, I don't know why we can't get any juice going. Well, damn. I mean, stop talking about traffic in Lexington. Talk about football. Jeez. I mean, Yeah, okay. YouTube. It's the same thing. Like if you watch one of their YouTube broadcasts, I like Tyler Thompson. She's pretty to look at, and she's very smart. A lot prettier than Drew Franklin. I'm from Madisonville. Drew Franklin's from Madisonville. Like I said last night, I grew up with with Franco, Drew's dad. So I knew Drew when he was since he was born. I mean, he doesn't remember me because he's friends. His dad's friends with some of my relatives, and that's how I knew him. But I do like him. Any tips to get subscribers up? Yes, you guys tell people that, hey, man, I found this guy that goes live because I do not know anybody else that does football lives. People want to do basketball because it's easy. And we will do basketball. We're going to cover basketball when they play. We'll do lives. Tell somebody, hey, man, I found this podcast. That's how you get subscribers up. And post videos because I just kept posting videos. Like I was going to post this. I thought, man, I got all these. I got like 25 bullet points. And I thought, no, you know what? I'm not going to, because a lot of this piggybacks on what we talked about last night. So I was starting to hook up the camera to make a video. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm just going to put a live out there and see who comes back. We got 11 people. Hey, welcome everybody. I didn't say my name yesterday. My name is Tom. You're welcome here. Tennessee fans, Louisville fans. Look, man, we take everybody. Okay. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Big Blue breakdown. Dude, you got to make videos. If you get the algorithm, like I made one about, listen, I did a spoof video. I did a comedy. It's really a comedy skit. Mark Stoops' funeral. It's got, I did it on purpose. I put a headstone that said, RIP Mark Stoops 2012, because, they got him fired 2025. And I had a mock funeral where I mocked all the SEC fine bombers. That thing, it's got 4,500 views. Once you get one video that takes off, boom, then you get in an algorithm, and I do shorts. I'll have a short. In fact, I'll have shorts coming on in about 15, no, less than that, probably about 5 minutes. I'll have a short go up. Short, I think tonight is, I think it's from 2 seasons ago. But I forgot who the quarterback was 2 seasons. I can't remember. We have so many quarterbacks every year. I can't remember. The guy from North Carolina State. You've seen other Kentucky content you've seen. Talks about. I don't know anybody that does just football. There's an African American gentleman that has a Big Blue podcast. Now he talks football. He's a good dude. I like him. Thanks for telling us. Welcome, Tennessee fans here. Yeah, look, man. Hey, listen. I don't disrespect anybody, and I like Josh Heupel. I'm a Josh Heupel fan. Hey, man, Tennessee is Tennessee. That's just the way it is. You got to tip your hat, Yes. Well, I appreciate it, man. Chatsworth, 1979, brother. I appreciate you. I let Louisville. I had a Louisville fan. Look, I'm not gonna dog out Tennessee and Louisville. I'm gonna tell you guys something. We got 12, 13 people in here. So if you're just getting in here, the SEC podcast, the good old boys on the YouTube podcast, DJ Lagway got hurt. They come on and they're talking about his injury. They take a shot at Mark Stoops. They don't. He doesn't even realize that he took a shot at him because he's so used to it. The one thing the SEC is really bad at. You turn on a Big Ten network and you show me where anybody takes a shot at anybody else. Nobody gets on there and says Rutgers is going to suck at football, or they all try to build each other up. What the SEC has done, I'm going to do a matrix. I'm going to use this during the season. All right, I got a board right here. I'm going to do a matrix of the Good Old Boy Network. There's 8 teams in the SEC that are in the Good Old Boy Network and 8 that are not. And it's like a matrix. And the 8 teams that are have won a national championship. And the 8 that aren't are the 8 that haven't, have not won. South Carolina is not in the club. We're not in the club. I get it. But instead of tearing one another down, we should build one another up, because that's what the Big Ten is doing. And we're not going to – Nick Saban's gone. Our dominance is over. It has to be through coaching and helping one another, not sitting here saying, Tennessee, you suck, and I hate you, and I hate Auburn. Look, I get all the rivalries, but at the end of the day, we're still in the same league. That's the way I look at it. As someone who's lived in different places around the country, just don't let the Big Ten win, right? What'd you say? Let's go Big Blue. Hey, thanks, Nordic. I appreciate that. Josh is in here. Gamecocks. Hey, man, I just sat here and said, DJ Lagway is the best quarterback in the SEC if he improves his passing. And they're saying in spring camp that he did. I'll get your comment in a second. I think maybe Ohio State or Michigan. Yeah. But DJ Lagway is the best quarterback in this league. Why do they not say that? Why did Paul Feinbaum come out and say it's Arch Manning? Why is everybody saying it's Arch Manning or LSU's? Because they don't. South Carolina, you're not in the club. You haven't won a national. Neither have we. They'll let you, since you're winning. They're not going to say DJ Lagway is the best quarterback because he's at South Carolina. They got to pump up Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee. They need to stop doing that shit and start pumping up everybody, in my opinion. Lenore Sellers. Did I say that? That's what I meant. God dang. I said the wrong person. I'm stuck on DJ Lagway. Lenore Sellers, thank you, is the best quarterback in this league. Sorry, I got so mad at the SEC podcast for talking about DJ Lagway and then dogging us out on the side. Yes, Lenore Sellers is the best quarterback, in my opinion, on watching film. So how you could say Arch Manning is, I don't know. But, yeah. I mean, DJ Lagway's hurt. Sellers definitely has some upside. Yeah, if he can throw. Look, that guy can run over people. Supposedly he's improved his passing. We'll see. I appreciate that. Phil has been getting his props. Yes, they're saying he's the third best. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I just don't see how you take Arch Manning and put him number one. I get it. His name is Manning. You want to promote the SEC. But you know what, dude? Come on. I mean, he didn't even start last year, as Steve Spurrier said. You didn't even start last year. How can you be the best quarterback? I agree. Earn it before you just give it to him. You know. So yeah, they had an emergency podcast today because DJ Lagway is in a walking boot. Do you think if Calzada got hurt, they'd have an emergency podcast? No. Yeah, an emergency podcast. Zach Calzada got hurt, or they might. Well, maybe if Lenore Sellers, since he's top 3, they might. But yeah, if Jackson Arnold got hurt, they wouldn't have an emergency podcast. But they had an emergency podcast because DJ Lagway's in a walking boot. Yeah, Manning, I agree with you, AFO. The oil money in Texas. Yes, I mean you ain't gonna beat Texas, dude. Their high school stadiums look like college stadiums. I mean, you see some of those high schools in Texas. You're like, is this a university? No, dude, this is a high school. So yeah, you're not gonna beat oil money. Yeah. All right. Well, you know what? Since we got 16 good people in here, let's get started on what Mark Stoops said. He started off by saying the strength and conditioning program has 100% participation for the first time since he's been here, which means he said not that people didn't participate, but people were hurt. So it does have it. Yeah, those stadiums. Yes, I'm right about that. He said the roster turnover was needed, and he feels good about the changes. Yes, we need to kick some people the hell out the door. Get the hell out of here. And that's why I'm not Barry Brown and Dane Key. Let them go. Poison the damn locker room. You crying about because you're not getting catches. So, yeah, let some of the people go. But we're going to talk about, because we got into wide receiver room and stuff like that. So, yes, the roster turnover was good. Yeah, he has surgery on Friday, so I don't know what happened. He's having face surgery. He didn't say, well, I don't know what the hell happened to his face. He said the past 2 or 3 years in college football has changed, and we must adapt and embrace the changes. Now, he's probably talking about NIL and the portal. So, yeah, we have to embrace it. But good stream tonight. Oh, well, thank you, Brawl. I appreciate that. My name is Tom. I didn't tell you guys my name. Tom. I'm Tom. Hello, everybody. I need to put on a name tag. Hello, my name is Tom instead of Kentucky Football Nation. Who the hell is that? Let's see. What else did they talk about? We started getting into must build a team or a roster year to year. Yeah, that's going to be the deal. We're not always going to have a big turnover. We might not always get 40 people out of the portal, but, it's going to be a blend of high school players and portal players. So he did say, yeah, obviously it's going to be year to year for everybody, especially for us. Oh, you're welcome. I remember your name. Well, I appreciate that, Chatsworth. 5 minutes. I can't remember anybody's name. Someone talks about Kentucky football. Listen, tell your friends, tell everybody. We're going to talk football. Okay. I didn't see anybody else doing it. I saw Big Blue Chat, an African-American gentleman. He was cool. He had somebody's one of our tight ends, reserve tight ends, dad was on there, and they were talking football. Other than him, I mean, I just don't see it. That's why I'm here. And I was like, hey, I got to go live. Okay, so after he talked about the rosters year to year, we talked about revenue sharing. So let's get into what he said about revenue sharing, because you guys know all the rumors. This is straight from Stoops' mouth about revenue sharing. That football is competitive with the other teams in the SEC. The goal is to be on equal ground with all the other teams. He's happy that we are. He says we're on equal ground with the other teams. He hadn't always felt that way, but this year he is not worried about money. Look, the collective is going to run the NIL now. He doesn't have to worry about going out there and trying to get money. That big blue, whatever NIL, big blue, whatever it is, that's going to get it. Going to get the money. I can't think of what the name of the NIL thing is we use now that it escapes me. The collective. But yeah, he feels good about our NIL situation, and he thinks it will be good for the next 2 or 3 years, whatever that means. He didn't really go into big yes. So anyway, he's not worried about money. So if he's not worried about money and he says we have enough money, then what are you going to do? Now, once again, I would like to see the numbers. Okay. Next important thing we talked about, guys, was defensive scheme and system. Somebody was asking about what kind of defense are we going to run? What kind of defense are we going to run this year? And he said we need to change with the players we have. In other words, and he also said we're going to go from a 3-4 to a 4-3. So sometimes we'll be in a 3-4, sometimes we'll be in a 4-3. Guess depends on the team we play or the situation. Excuse me, because he talked about Gusta. He's 225. No, Gusta. Excuse me, not 200. He's more than that. Gusta bench pressed 225 pounds 38 times. That's an NFL thing. When you go to the combine, how many times can you do 225? Well, 38 times is a lot. He didn't give too much away about the defense. He said he didn't want to talk about the defensive scheme when they tried to, but he talked about twitch versus size. I guess he mean quick twitch off the line. He wanted guys, I think he means quickness when he said twitch. I kept thinking twitch. Are you talking? Because like in martial arts, twitch is if you throw a punch, you twitch. You just twitch and you don't telegraph it. So I don't know twitch versus size. I think he wants leaner, faster players, which is why we moved Afari into inside linebacker. Let me look at Raw. He weighs like 320. Yes, he does. Yeah, I said 225. Yeah, I mean, he bench pressed. Excuse me. Yeah, he bench pressed 225 38 times. Damn, that's a lot. Dude, I back in the day, I think I might have did 12. He's speedy, yes. Fast, yes. Quickness. That's what I think he means when he said twitch. It's like twitch, man. We like a twitch. I don't, but yeah, that's what he means. And so, which is why we got some of the players we got. But he shut up about the schemes. Once he said, "Hey, we're going to do sometimes we'll be in 3-4, sometimes 4-3," then he just shut up about it because he didn't want to give it away. I think we're holding some stuff for Ole Miss. I think we're going to try not to show everything in the Toledo game because Toledo's going to be in a shotgun pretty much the whole game. So we're going to be in probably just a couple of sets, but we'll see. We'll see. Talked about the secondary must be consistent, that they have younger and older players mixed in together. And he is happy with the secondary. I'm going to go wide tackle 6, Jerry Claiborne. Jerry Claiborne, man, those were I mean, at least we won some games in SEC back then. We were beating Georgia every once in a while, every 3 or 4 years, instead of every damn 30, and we were beating Tennessee, and we were beating people Florida every once in a while. Yeah, Jerry Claiborne. Quarterback spy Toledo. Yeah, you got, I mean, the run it looks like some sort of hybrid air raid because they're running, they don't run the, when you're handing the ball off and you're already in a shotgun and you're just doing what Hal Mummy did, which is just a draw. So Tucker Gleason's going to run. He's going to run. He's going to cut. They're going to get in the ball. He's going to look around. If nobody's there, he's going to take off running. So yeah, we'll probably have a spy. I'm sure. Look, Brad White we can't get beat by Toledo, dude. If he does that shit to us like he did Mississippi State, Brad White's gonna hear it. I do football. Yes, you do football. Yes. Well, look, man. Yes, put some videos on. Just whatever. I'm just coming up with stuff. Like today, I am gonna do a good old boy matrix of the Good Old Boy Network. People do matrix on women and dating. I was thinking today, man. How many people's in here? 20. Okay, so I'll take a side note from Mark Stoops' press conference for a second because I want to talk about the SEC podcast. I don't know if you guys know these two good old boys, Uncle Shane and Mike Bratton. Two good old boys. Look like they work at a damn Waffle House. I don't know how the hell they got a show. It looks like, and when they talk, it's like a bad episode of Moonshiners. Can't understand a damn thing. Dude, take that chaw out of your mouth. And so anyway, I see emergency podcasts pop up for SEC podcasts. I'm like, oh damn, what happened? Breaking news: DJ Lagway's in a walking boot. He's hurt. And they're like, well, he's not hurt that bad. So they start talking about DJ Lagway. You want to know why they did that? Because they started making excuses for Billy Napier already, right off the bat. Billy Napier's the unluckiest coach in the SEC. They're already making excuses for him. I know. If it was us, they wouldn't make excuses because they want, believe me, we'll talk about Stoops in a second. So they're talking about DJ Lagway. So they went through the schedule and they're saying, well, they probably can lose some. They're probably going to beat Mississippi State. They get to Kentucky. And this is the only guy, the other boy wasn't on there, Uncle Shane or whatever the hell his name was. This one dude, the dude with the beard was on there. And he goes to Kentucky and he goes, I don't know if they can beat Kentucky. And then it's like if I had you on the ground. Then he said, but Mark Stoops is going to be fired probably by that game anyway. That's like the 8th game of the season. So I immediately got on there. And I said, he's not going to be fired. And nobody answered me. They're not going to fire Mark Stoops in like the 8th game of the season, you moron. What the hell are these people? So he just took a shot at Mark Stoops. And then he just kept going. So he subconsciously, it's like if I had you on the ground and the fight was over, but right before I got up, I just punched you right in the face. That's all they did. They got a little jab in on us. They don't like us, guys. They want Mark Stoops gone. They're tired. We had our time, Kentucky. The Good Old Boy Network likes it the way things are. They want it 1998, Alabama, North. It should be. And Tennessee, I get it, but they don't like change. Now, they'll take Texas and Oklahoma because they won a national championship, but they don't like Stoops. They want him gone because they're tired of talk. They want us to go back to being just good old Kentucky, 3 wins, and just shut up and stay down there where you're at. That's why they want him gone. They hate him. I mean, you can just see it. They hate him. I mean, they kiss his ass when he's SEC Media Day's longest tenured coach, but they hate him. I'm going to read some comments. Cousin Mike. Yeah, that dumb guy. Once again, every time I watch people like that, my IQ drops points. Big Blue Breakdown has good shorts. Okay. All right. Well, I'll do that. Despise Stoops. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get 10 wins. Yeah. We got 10 wins. I mean, look, they were happy because it was a good story for the SEC. If they were smart, they would try and build up the teams that have not won. They wouldn't take jabs at the lower teams. The Big Ten is going to kick our ass if they keep doing this. Paul Feinbaum is the dumbest son bitch. Let me tell you something. If we stay in this 1998 mentality where we only want 4 or 5 teams to win and everybody else just shut the hell up and just shut up, and as long as Alabama wins and Auburn, and then that's fine. And no, dude, no, you want anybody. The Big Ten is, we don't have the coaches. The Big Ten they're out coaching us and they're out playing us, and their media is not going to dump on each other. So that's part of the problem. SEC, yes. But anyway, okay, I'll get off my rant about the SEC and Stoops. We're not in the club, but neither is half the other teams. But plugging, I was trying to, no, help, don't plug a channel. Look, if somebody has a channel, plug your channel in here. Gotta go, gang. Well, look, man, Chatsworth. Hey, thanks for coming by, brother. Hey, turn on the alerts because I may go live like tonight. I didn't plan on going live till next Sunday. Turn the alerts on, guys, because if something goes down, if I'm not at work, I might jump on here. Like tonight with this press conference, I knew, I better jump on here. If Kentucky Mississippi made a big run, sure it would. Sure it would. I mean, and it should be celebrated. And if we're good for more than a couple of years, then be good for more than a couple of years. But don't sit there and try to beat somebody down. But you know what? Whatever. I get it. It's a power trip. Everybody wants to stay the top dog. I mean, it's sports. It's competitive. But you won't see that happen. I don't see the Pac-10 doing it. Well, the Pac-10 doesn't exist anymore, really. I don't see the ACC doing it, and I definitely don't see the Big Ten. Turn on the Big Ten network. I'm in Indiana. Big Ten fans, they don't. I mean, there's a rivalry, but they don't sit there and just openly, hate like we do. Like, I don't openly hate Tennessee or Alabama or whatever. I mean, I hope, hell, at the end of the day, if we don't win, then I'd want an SEC team to win. I wanted Tennessee to win, or whoever. Like when we got to the playoffs last year, now I'm rooting for the SEC because that's our family. Come on. But anyway, okay. So I was talking about the defense. He didn't want to go too much about that. The secondary, the defensive IQ must be better. Yeah, obviously, could because if you watch my Lenore Sellers video, 2 touchdowns he threw, receivers weren't even covered. So yeah, yes, down in distance. We have to understand down in distance, dude. That's a high school rule. Of course, you have to understand down in distance. Phil says no matter how poor the SEC is, the state town always keep them on top. Yep, yep, yeah. There's states that were, Florida, and our talent we get in the SEC should keep us on top. Should keep everybody on top. Oh, guys, when you talked about punter depth, I thought, oh hell, he's going to talk about. We talked about the punters for 5 minutes, so we have 2 punters. Oh man, Jacob Colway and Adam Leroyus. I can't say. They both have strong legs. One of them's got a stronger leg than the other one, but he's not as consistent. So he talked about which punter will win out. We don't know, but we have 2 good punters. Well, 2 good punters, but I don't know if either one of them's had any game time. So we'll see when you get in a game. It's easy to punt. Yeah, when nobody's rushing you. Yeah, it's easy to boom, a 50-something, 60-yard punt, but we'll see. Now, this is important. L's down. Well, look, when some guy put L's down, listen, about L's down. We got to accept L's up. Like when we lose, I'm all for L's down, but if we lose and somebody gives you L's up, I mean, what are you going to do, man? You got to take L's up. Yeah, is our only SEC all team or all American right now. Is he? The punter's all American. Well, I bet you, boy. Well, I hope he is. I hope he can kick that sucker a long way. Yeah, he talks about him. Did he say he? Yeah, he's the most consistent. Okay, so he must be talking about him being the starter then. Now, listen, guys, he did talk about something, special teams, kickoff returns and punt returns. Kendrick Law is going to start the year as the kick returner for kickoffs, but Macklin's going to return punts. So Law is quick. I saw him return some punts in Alabama, so he's a good punter. I don't know about Macklin. K-Law, yeah, he's good. Good player. Yep, very good player. All right, now I'm going to sit my ass down for a minute and turn this down. All right, let's do this, guys. I'm getting a little bit. All right. So anyway, sorry about for the 7 people who stayed. Thank you very much. So where are we at? We were talking about punters and Kendrick Law and Macklin returning punts. I don't know. Hey, that's fine with me. Whoever they think. I know Kendrick Law is fast enough. You run a 4.40, you can return my punt for me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. I was about to start writing on my whiteboard. Yes, he has top speed. I mean, I still can't believe that guy can bench press 500 pounds. That's unbelievable. So they ask him about transfers from smaller schools, and then you have to play in the SEC every week. So what happens when you come from a different conference? And what did he say here? You must handle the pressure and be dialed in. Yeah. Then he specifically talked about we must get physically stronger if you're from another conference. And he brought up Wolf Slager from Bowling Green and Wilberly from WKU. Now he talked about Wilberly here in a second. So yeah, he talked about if you're coming from Western or you're coming from Bowling Green, you got to realize this is the big time now. You got to be ready to go. So yeah, so he's 209. Yeah. Listen, if you can bench press over twice your body weight, you are friggin' strong. But the fact that you can do that and still run, I mean, you think you'd be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but run a 4.40, that's unbelievable. But anyway, yeah, guys, the SEC coming from another conference, you got to realize that it's ready to go. Then he talked about the size of the offensive line. So let's talk about this. He actually went over it. Siaje Pete, 6'8", 326. Joshua Braun, 348. Farmer, 320. Wolf Slager, 310. Wilberly, 305. Malachi Wood, 336. And Jagger Burton, 323. So he talked about how much bigger we have an SEC line. That's basically what he was saying. He talked about how big they were. Everybody bulked up. Everybody got in there. Yeah, that's an SEC line right there. And I don't want to spoil it when we get down here, but I might as well. So he talked about Jagger Burton. he said, I can always move Jagger Burton to guard and let Wilberly be center. So I think he's saying, I don't know if he's saying here, because I've been saying, Wilberly, he's a good center, and Jagger Burton. So if Jagger Burton, I think might start out at center, but if it doesn't work out well, he's going to move to guard. So that's basically what he was saying. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Tight end starter. I don't. He didn't. All he talked about was Boyer. Was the only tight end he talked about, because look, we're going to run the ball. So Boyer's probably. I don't know how much we're going to throw to the tight end unless we have a 2 tight end set, because they're going to have Boyer in there too, because that dude can block. I got a video coming out later this week. Yeah, thank you, Nordy. Sorry about that, guys. I kicked out I stood up, and I like to have it hardwired in, but when I stood up, I kicked it out. I kept plugging it in, and then she got me another pair of headphones. I had another one, so I don't know if I broke that one. But anyway, sorry about that. That's hey, I'm learning as we go. So anyway, yes. So the offensive line, yeah, in tight ends, he did not talk about Caddis, Hernandez, or the other kid whose dad was on the other pod. I can't think of the one of the backups, but no, he did talk about Boyer, and so. My Brad White video will come out tomorrow. I had it set up for tonight, but once this all happened, I was like, I'm going live. But I'll show that tomorrow night. Try to break it down a little bit more for you. Now we talked about Nick Roush. Oh well, no, tight end Henry Boyer can pass block also. That's the only thing tight end he talked about. He can run block. Sounds like Boyer's going to be in there. I don't know who the other tight end's going to be, but yeah, Hernandez. If we're going to throw the ball, that dude can catch. And Caddis can catch. So we'll see. Okay, so guess what Nick Roush asked about, everybody? Nick Roush asked about the wide receiver room. And remember, we were talking about we lost everybody, all the talking heads. We lost Barry Brown and Dane Key, so therefore we're going to suck. Well, no. Stoops talked about this. We only have 3. Nick Roush said you only have 3 returning wide receivers. And Stoops says he's looking for consistency and good competition, and he's getting that. He brought in all experienced wide receivers. The people we brought in, J.J. Hester, he went through the names, Stellato, Kendrick Law. All these guys are experienced. The only 2 people they talk about starting is Macklin and Law in the slot. But we'll see who wins between Hester, Stellato, Gilmore, whoever else we got for the 3rd wide receiver spot. But he said wide receivers need to step up and be reliable, and they have to make hard catches. That's one thing he said. You can't be just because the ball's out of reach, and you got to go get it. And that's a couple of my videos. I think I did one Tennessee. There's a Tennessee fan in here. I did one on Joey Aguilar. He threw the ball up one time, and a dude just jumped up. It was a 50-50 ball, and the receiver jumped up. Sellers did that once, where he just threw one up. Our receivers have to win those 50-50 balls. Now, sometimes I'm sure the quarterback's going to have to lay it just straight up, and we have not been doing that. I don't know what – I mean, Barron Brown and Danke could do that. He did. Danke was good at out-battling one-on-one with a defensive back cornerback, but these guys got to do that too. So what else did he say about the wide receiver room? Because that was yes, that was Nick Roush. Yes, we need to step up, and we need live, and we have depth at receiver. Yeah, so we have more depth now. Like last year, we had 3 receivers: Macklin, Barron Brown, Danke. And then you could say Ferrier or Gilmore if you wanted. But the people we brought in a bunch tighter, more people that can get on the field. That's what he was talking about. Then he started talking about we can play a 3-4 or 4-3 with the defensive linemen and the defensive ends we brought in. Then he singled out Sam Green and Cam Olds are impressive, and they are defensive ends that can bring pressure. So he did say that about the defensive ends, and he likes the depth and consistency at defensive line. So someone asked me last night in the chat why we weren't talking about the defense. No reason to. Okay, let me bring this down a little bit. See a little bit of me. We didn't make that many changes. We brought in 1 cornerback and some defensive linemen. Humphrey Grace, and we brought in Gusta and this Kevis Thomas, but we didn't bring in any, we didn't need to, is what he's basically saying. We didn't need that. That's why we went offense, and I agree with that. Can everybody still hear me? Am I still on? Am I talking to myself? Somebody say something. Hello? Am I here? Can you hear me? Hello? Mm. Okay, I lost you guys. Did I freeze up? Okay. Oh, we're good? Oh, thank you. Everybody stop talking. Okay, there we go. We're good. Okay, good. Everybody stop talking. You're just listening to me. Okay, good. I like that you're listening to me. 22 people. Hey, everybody turn on notifications because I wasn't going to come on until next Sunday. But when something like this happens, I decided to come on. So he talked about, the defensive line. Then he went to linebackers. Of course, he singled out Afari. He was either first or second on the team in tackles. He was actually recruited as a cornerback. So, yeah, he said we have depth at linebacker and we did not need portal players. Okay, I just said that. Yeah, we didn't need any linebackers because we had plenty. Our back end is the strength. I think he talked about that. And Brad White talked about that. There was another interview that's on KSR. You can go watch it. It's Tom Leach, and he's on stage with Mark Stoops, Brad White, and Bush Hampton. And they're talking. They basically are going to say the same thing. I'm not going to redo the questions, but they're talking about that. So, yeah, you can go talk about that. Brad White said we didn't need any defensive players, if that makes sense to you guys. Then we talked about the quarterback room. Yes, the defense should be solid. Yes, it should. We talked about the quarterback room. What did he say? Quarterback needs to play better, but so does the offensive line, and the wide receivers need to make catches. Okay, that's what he said. It wasn't all the quarterbacks' fault last year that we had a crappy quarterback. That's probably why people are picking Calzada last. They don't realize we improved our offensive line. And so, or they either think we don't have any receivers. But yeah, it was a total meltdown last year. The quarterback never had time to throw. I mean, hell, the guy quit football. So yeah, it was bad. The top two guys will get reps. He's talking about Boley and Calzada. And if the first game were to start today, Calzada would be the starter. That's called a clue, folks. Calzada is going to start. Okay, we know that. As I said last night, we need in my videos, we need a gap here for Cutter Boley. We got time with the Cincinnati kid coming up behind him. We're good on quarterback, hopefully for 2 or 3 years. Knock on wood. Yeah, probably if you can hear that. The depth chart is not final, and it will change before opening day. Yeah, because he didn't have Steven Souls Jr. starting at linebacker. So, yeah, you're going to see the depth chart go up and down, but we got till the first game to worry about that. Okay, the bye weeks are awkward, and so is the schedule, so we need to embrace it. Yeah, we have a bye week after the third game, and then we play like Texas, Georgia in this big long stretch, and then we don't have a bye week till like before Tennessee Tech. So our bye weeks are screwed up. We have 2, I think, yeah, but man, having one that early after the third game, but it's before we play Georgia, before we go to Georgia, so hey, maybe we can use it to our advantage. Then they talked about Seth McGowan, guys. I told you last night, we keep talking about Seth McGowan. He's explosive, and he called McGowan explosive. Dowdell is powerful, and so is Wilcox. They asked him about McGowan's past. Now, if you guys don't know, McGowan got in trouble at Oklahoma, got arrested. He was I think it was stealing something. It wasn't a felony, but yeah, he had to get his life together, and he did. Bull Ware, our coach, was there at Oklahoma, and he convinced Stoops to take a chance on him and bring him from New Mexico State, if that makes sense. Who's the number one running back as of right now? I think there's 2. I think, well, it depends. If it's on the goal line, the number one running back, if we're inside the 10-yard line, is Dowdell. Wilcox will probably be, in between when we're down on the other end of the field. But, dude, once we get near the goal line, and Seth McGowan's going to play because he can catch. So I think you're going to see Wilcox, a combination of Dowdell, Wilcox, and McGowan. If you keep McGowan in there, he can run. But in the Boise State offense, the running back catches passes. So I'm not sure how this is going to go down, but I think it's going to be running back by committee. I really do. I don't know what you guys think. Who's going to be the number one? We got 4. Patterson. We didn't even talk about him. He got hurt. He's a really good running back. So, yeah, we got 4. Look, once again, these SEC people, They just don't realize who we have, because they're not big name and they don't have Auburn on their helmet. You know what I'm saying? If Wilcox had Oklahoma on his helmet, he'd be, talked about all the time. Yeah, I'm excited too, Nordic. Yeah, very excited. Uh, Glad you guys are in here, 21 guys. My name is Tom. I'm new at this. We're going to talk Kentucky football because obviously nobody else wants to do it, so I'm going to do it. We'll talk. Once the season starts, I'd like to watch the game. I'll be in here during the game, and we'll talk during the game, and we'll sit here and do our own little play-by-play. Because, like I said, guys, nobody wants Kentucky. Everybody wants Mark Stoops fired. They just want him gone and let us go back to being 3-10 and 2-10. It's time for a new coach. Not yet. BBN for life. Not yet. Hold on a second, dude. Dude had one losing year. Let's just see what we can do. I'm very optimistic about it. Now we got a really hard schedule. I wish we wouldn't I wish we would not have had the same schedule twice. That's what hurts us. How many teams play Georgia and Texas? Not very many. I think we have the fourth hardest schedule in the SEC and like the eighth hardest schedule in the country. So, and like Mark Stoops said today, you can't cry about it. I mean, how many people are going to beat Texas? I mean, they're picked to not lose any games. How many people are going to win at Georgia? If you weren't here last night, Georgia has not lost a home SEC game since 2019. So to beat teams like that, it's going to be a tall order for anybody. And yeah, we can beat Ole Miss. Oh, hell yeah, we can beat Ole Miss. We'll see how good their quarterback is. Who has the hardest schedule? I think Florida was ahead of us. The people that have the hardest schedule play Texas and Georgia. I think that all the people there's 4 teams that play Texas and Georgia. We're one of them. It was Florida. I don't know if it was Auburn. I can't think of the other 2. Florida was one of them. But look, murders at South Carolina. Trying to beat Tennessee. Maybe we could get Tennessee again. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to beat Josh Heupel. Can we beat Auburn? Hugh Freeze is about to get fired. So I don't know if you guys last night, here's what I said. They're either going to fight like hell, or they're going to quit in the middle of the season like we did. Last year, we just quit playing. It's like, we're out. So Auburn players are either going to be like, yeah, we're all in, or they're going to be like, you know what? I'd like to get in the portal and go to Texas A&M. We'll see how it goes. We can beat Auburn. I don't know why we lost to them last year, 24-10, basically because their team had already quit. Our quarterback quit halfway through the year. Hell, pull one. Yeah, we're going to get somebody. We're going to get somebody. Where did my man go? BBN for life. Hey, BBN for life. Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to see if we need a new coach. This is going to tell us a lot. If we win 5 or 6 games and stay in the game, if we start getting blown out like last year, and then, then it's going to be time for another coach. UK beats Auburn. Hugh Freeze is in trouble. He's on the golf course. I don't know if y'all saw, man. Excuse me. I started to laugh. I'm getting choked up. He's been golfing. There's pictures of him golfing while everybody else is recruiting. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin was making fun of him for golfing. And 6-6. Yeah, 6-6 is optimistic. That's our ceiling for me. I don't see. If DJ Lagway is hurt, we can get Florida. Because Napier, there's another guy. Let me tell you something, guys. I said this in my videos. I'm going to say it again. The reason the Big Ten has caught the SEC is not because of players. It's because of coaches. They have better coaches than we do. Ohio State's coaches, Michigan's cheat better than we do. But no, our coaches there's some good coaches in the SEC. Josh Heupel's probably one of my favorite coaches. And even though, look, South Carolina's coach, Beamer, look, I don't like the guy personally, but the he's doing well. Of course, Texas has the biggest roster, so that coach is good. We need a football coach that knows how to coach football. He's a good coach. Well, brother, he's won. Look, BBN for life. He's won the most games. He won 10 games twice. Only other person to do that, Bear Bryant. So now you might say he's run out of steam. Now maybe he ran his course and we're done with him. That might be something. But now, let's see what he does. Let's hold up a second. We'll know. Look, at the end of this year, we're all going to know. It's going to be like Calipari. Is it time for him to stay or is it time for him to leave? He'll know. Like I said, he's not going to ruin his legacy. I mean, if we're not respectable, then yeah, we'll see about coaches. But no, saying the dude doesn't know how to coach now. But hold on a second, brother. That's not true. He just had one bad year, and yeah, he let things get out of hand. It is his fault. He let the locker room get out of hand, and just let everything. We started saying, we won 10 games, and everybody was, puffing up their chest and stuff. It's like, dude, we need to just go out there and play. So yeah, Georgia's defensive coordinator. Well, we ain't getting his offense. That Mike Bobo, they hate his ass. Payoff for firing him. Yeah, look, as someone said, I don't know about Georgia's defensive coordinator. I mean, we'd have to pay a lot for him. How much does Toledo factor in if we barely win? As long as we win, I mean, I don't care if we barely win. They're actually a good team. Like I said, that quarterback's, he's an NFL prospect right now. He's a late round NFL pick already. If you look at next year's draft, I mean, he's good. Go watch my film on Tucker Gleason. He runs, but they play that shot. They play that air raid offense. So we gotta do that. I don't want him gone. Yeah, I don't know. But look, I don't want Stoops gone. Hell, take the 30, like they said. Now I will say this about the stupid guys we were talking about, the SEC podcast, the good old boys. They did say this, and they were talking about Arkansas's coach and our coach. Instead of buying him out for $30 million, give him $30 million so he can buy some damn players. That's what I said. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy him out, why don't you just give him some players and see if we can coach? Very good team. Yeah, Toledo's very good. They whipped Mississippi State's ass. Who'd they beat in a bowl? They beat Pitt in a bowl. They won 9 games last year. So, yeah, Toledo's legit. But, look, we're a 9.5-point favorite in Vegas. And, look, their defense is awful. They cannot stop the run. Well, as soon as I heard that, I was like, thank God that they can't stop the run. Okay, because that's what we need to do. Just run all over them. So, yeah, Toledo's good. But we'll see about Stoops. We're going to know. We're going to know if he can coach and if Bush Hamden's. We're going to know if Bush Hamden's Boise State offense will work or not. Because now he said, and all the players said, we got the same offensive coordinator for 2 years in a row because we were changing all the time. So I'll finish up here he talked about Seth McGowan. Yes. Macklin was frustrated last year, but he decided to stay, and he's the leader of the wide receivers. Excuse me, as it should be. Very good receiver. He came on at the end of the year at North Texas, which he was at the SEC. He had over 1,000 yards, like 12 touchdowns, so he can play. Okay, the last thing he said was about the salary cap. Guys, I don't know how you feel about a salary cap. I do not necessarily think a salary cap will work. But Mark Stoops said a salary cap gives UK a fair shot in competing. Well, yes, it would. Because if there's a salary cap, this is rude, but I'm going to take a drink. I looked at this last night on film. Like, why am I doing this? Pardon me, guys. But yeah, a salary cap would help a team like Vanderbilt out. It would help a team like us out. It would not help Tennessee out. It would not help Alabama out, but it would help us out. Because, yeah, we'd be like, hey, y'all can spend the same as we can. But, yeah, 2 things that Mark Stoops is good at. He's good at winning because he's the winningest coach in the history of our school. There's one. What is he good at? He's good at defense. Yeah, he was a defensive coordinator at Florida State, and they were really good. So he's a defensive guy. What he is not good at is clock management and punting the ball on 4th down. Yeah, he is not perfect. He is not perfect, but he broke the Florida streak. He beat Tennessee twice. He beat Florida a bunch of times. We were beating South Carolina. He is good at winning, and he's the best SEC record other than Bear Bryant. Okay. But Bear Bryant didn't stay, but I did a video on Bear Bryant. You go watch my Bear Bryant video, guys. Good history lesson for you guys. No, he's a good coach. Making a bowl, 8 years in a row. There's only 3 teams since 2012 that went to 9 straight. I think it was either 8 straight bowl games or 9. One of them was Kentucky out of the SEC. I think it was Alabama, Kentucky, and I forgot. No, I don't know who the other one was. So, yeah. When was the last power conference win at home? No, dude, that's now okay. You got me on that. I don't know why we're losing at home. The last power conference was what, 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? We beat somebody 2 years ago. Yeah, last year. Look, man, if you're going off last year, BBM for life. If you're going off 1 year, then you got me. But no, look, he broke a lot of streaks. We just got to start winning again. He had to get control of the damn locker room. I think, look, I'm going to say something that's controversial. I think a lot of it was Vince Merrill. Vince Merrill was supposed to be the go between for the players, and he spoke for the players. When all these people start bitching and moaning, and, I'm not getting the ball enough, I didn't like the locker room. It became very toxic. And if he was the go between, he did a shitty job. And so I'm not sad to see him go. Um, I like Eddie Gran. Eddie Gran's our GM. Eddie Gran's been at every Auburn, Alabama. He's been at a lot of SEC schools, so I like him. We made a top 10. Yeah, yeah, we made a top 10. Yeah, I mean, the one year when we had 10 wins, if there had been 12 teams in the playoff, we would have actually been in the playoffs one year. So yeah, he's won 10 games twice. Look, he's got to get it going again. He's been 7-6. He was 7-6 for 2 years, and then we dropped to 4-8. So yeah, we got it. We got to get back up there. But with our schedule, damn, I mean, it's gonna be hard. But like I said, if you look at the power rankings and you go by the numbers, we can get 6 wins because we are 35. Louisville is 41 in the power rankings. Vanderbilt is 57. Mississippi State's 53, but we don't play them. So yeah, if you look at the 3 non-con games, Louisville and Vanderbilt, that's 5. All we got to do is get one more. That's 6. So it could be done. It can be done. We'll see. And like I said, DJ Lagway's hurt. He's walking around in a boot. So he's getting injured all the time. So their backup quarterback is not that good. So they are freaking out. If anybody came on right now is new, the big story today is DJ Lagway seen in a walking boot. He already had a hurt shoulder. He's getting hurt all the time. So they're freaking out. And of course, Hugh Freeze is imploding. Oklahoma, we don't play Oklahoma, but Venerables. And if you're a Tennessee fan, you root for Oklahoma, because if Oklahoma fires Venerables, guess who's going to get him? Go after him. Oklahoma. Why? Because Josh Heupel was the quarterback at Oklahoma and won a national championship. So they're going to throw all kinds of money. I'm using my hands to talk, and you guys can't see me using my hands. I'm sorry about that. I ain't going to kick this microphone open. But yeah, Stoops has got it. You're right. He will win 4 games this year. Well, that's what Vegas is 4.5. I bet over. I think we'll win 5, maybe 6 games. I mean, we can get some people. If you look at the people we have, there's no excuse why we cannot win 5 or 6 games. I mean, so yeah, obviously he's going to get the 3 non-cons and then somebody else. We should have beat Vanderbilt. Hell, we had Georgia beat. I mean, we beat Ole Miss. Look, guys, you got to remember this. If the damn team wouldn't have quit, we beat Ole Miss, and we had Georgia. Why the hell would you punt the ball with 4 minutes left at the 50-yard line? It just, man, lost opportunities. We will get 5. Yeah, I bet it on FanDuel. I think, yeah, I bet more than it's 4.5 in games when he has a good offense coordinator, and we have one. I think Bush Hamdan, you're going to see. He did well at Boise State. And if you look at where he's been all over the league. I did go back and watch my Bush Hamdan, is he an SEC offensive coordinator video. I go over his whole record. He did 1 year with the Falcons. Very good. If we can run that Boise State offense, that works. So, yeah, he has his players now. We can't mess it up. So, yeah, I like who we have. I know why we got Kendrick Law, because he's a slot receiver in the Boise State offense. Yeah. So, I think he's going to do. I think Bush Hamdan has a shot. It's time we're about to find out, life, brother. We're about to find out. What do we got? What are we doing? And look, if we win 5 or 6 games and we don't get blown out, but man, if we start getting beat and people, I don't want to see anybody quit. And I'm going to tell you right now, the offensive line we have, there's a guy named Siaj Pete for you 19 people on here. There's a guy that's 6'8", 335, Siaj Pete played full-blooded Native American. He's going to go to the NFL. He's an NFL prospect. This sucker is huge. You're going to see him, and he is good. I was at a Western Kentucky basketball game in February, and they were playing New Mexico State, and there's a bunch of New Mexico State alumni that was following the basketball team around. And I sat beside this couple, and they said, yeah. And I said, hey, we just got one of your football players. And they go, yeah, Siaj Pete. We're going to come to Lexington. So that whole group of alumni is going to come to Lexington just to watch him. They said he's the best. When all those people left Vanderbilt and they fled to left New Mexico State, and they all went to Diego Pavia, but they didn't get Siaj Pete. We got the best offensive lineman. So thing that is done for the program, but bowl games and 7-6 should be enough for playing. Man, sorry, it's that. Well, all right, BBM for life. Look, brother, I don't know. What do you think they should be doing? They won 10 games. They won 8 games. They won 9. What should we be doing that we're not doing? I'm beginning to wonder if you are a Kentucky fan, brother. It's not good enough coach. Okay. Well, okay. Why is he not? He's the winningest coach in the history of our school. What am I missing here? Are you tell me you're not a Tennessee fan or a Louisville fan, dude? Because you're starting to. I hate when people do this. Please tell me you are really a Kentucky fan. Because with the way you're talking, I'm seeing Louisville or Tennessee or somebody else. And you came up with a good name to get in here and try to fool some people. But come on, man. Saying he's not a good coach based on what? Numbers? Like I said, I always get the numbers out. Look, dude. He's on a bad streak right now. We went 4-8. That's 1 year. We went 7-6 the year before that. We won 10 games. We won 9 games. Yeah, we'd all like to get back to that. Excited to go watch Seth McGowan highlights. The dudes. Yeah, I did a video on Seth McGowan. They're all the running backs. Seth McGowan's really good. Yeah. Because he's not good at coach and good with these stupid things. Well, look, sometimes he does stupid things. Yeah. Sometimes Stoops clock management. He sucks at that. Man, get that fixed. And don't punt the ball with 4 minutes left to go, man. Forget that. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, look, he's not perfect, but he's the best coach we've had in my lifetime. Who's been better than him? I mean, Hal Mummy cheated. I wish he wouldn't have cheated. I thought that guy would have, but man, he got caught cheating. Thanks, Bryant, for saying that. Yeah, Seth McGowan. Very good running back. How much time we got, guys? Oh, it's only 8:30. What do you guys want to talk about? Anybody want to talk We're going to be good at basketball, but we can keep talking football for the 17 people that are in here. What do we want to talk about? Let's see. What else did he talk about? That's pretty much it going on. I have what do I still have coming up? I have a tight end Boyer video, Henry Boyer video coming up this week. Tomorrow night is Brad White. Can he rebuild the defense? We kind of go over that and we name who the starters are for the defense for the first depth chart that came out. So, yeah, like I said, defensively, I'm not too worried. Thoughts on conference expansion? Well, look, I don't want to expand any. Dude, how many teams can we? First of all, we haven't even played. Texas A&M has not played. Matt Jones brought this up. Texas A&M has not played at Kentucky. There's teams that haven't even played one another, and we keep playing the same teams every year. If we get 2 teams, North Carolina, right, basketball. Florida State would be a good for football. North Carolina may join. Yeah, look, the Big Ten wants to expand again, and we don't want the Big Ten to get them. Okay, it's just like a moving chess or something. You block somebody from getting a piece that you want. So yeah, North Carolina, hey, not a good football program. I'm going to tell them as soon as they get here, man. You're not going to be in the club, brother. You have not won anything in football. Come on over here with us. Yep, we're basketball schools. We're over here. But yeah, I heard Florida State. And Florida State would come in a heartbeat because of football. But then, yeah, they'd see how hard it is. This is no offense. This ain't the ACC. No true blue. All right, I believe you, BBM for life. You just don't like Stoops. Okay, gotcha. I'm going to take you at your word. Yeah, he's got to change. I'm going to be with you. Things got to get better. But yeah, you can't fire him. I mean, right this second. I mean, let's give another year to see where we go here, especially with NIL. That executive order, it's just an executive order. It's not binding. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. So to try and set a salary cap, I don't know how that's going to work. And to try to say you're going to spend 15% on football and you're going to spend 3% on basketball, our athletic director, Mitch Barnhart, already stood up at the SEC. Man, we're not spending 3%. We're spending more than 3% on basketball. So I don't know where we're going with NIL. And then there'll be lawsuits and then the Supreme Court. I don't know how the hell I don't know. But an executive order can be changed by the next president. So that doesn't mean anything. All right, guys, what do you want to talk about? There's 14 of us. I'm going to stay in here a little bit longer. Anything you guys want to talk about? We're going to be good at basketball. Basketball's going to start the end of October. Basketball and football are definitely going to overlap one another. Um, but no, I'll talk about, like I said, I like our wide receivers. I like our offense. I like our offense. Quarterback. Does anybody want Cutter Boley to start over Zach Calzada? I don't. Because I seen Calzada's film and I'm like, oh, that dude can play. Yeah, he's old. Yeah. Calzada needs to start. Okay, definitely. Um, he's just, I mean, how many, 7th year, 6th year? Damn, what is this guy? He's got 2 kids and a mortgage. How old is he? 35? I mean, no, he's a good player. He has he does have an NFL. Hey, Calzada's got an arm. My friend I told you guys last night. One of my best friends is a Texas A&M alum, goes to all the games. As soon as we got Calzada, I called him up and he goes, "Listen, dude, this guy can play." Jimbo Fisher used him as a scapegoat because he only went 8-4 that year. He did beat Alabama, so yeah. And yes, he can run. Yeah, watch my video on Calzada. Yes, he can run, and he probably will. Once again, in the Boise State offense, runs. My cat is opening the door. Is my cat opening the door? You gonna come in here? Huh? Come here. All right. Well, anyway, my cat wanted to come in and join you guys. You can't see her. Come here. Okay. Well, all right. Never mind. She just opened up the door. No, guys. I think Boley is the future. Say is you cannot win ball games 14-10 in this game 10 years. No, you cannot win 14-10 with spread offenses, which is why we got Bush Hampton trying to run a Boise State offense where we can score. And we can't just here's the thing we did when we had who did I just say was our general manager? We ran the ball. Remember, we ran the ball, and then we complained we never throw the ball. Then we got Cohen. Then we just threw the ball. Then we didn't run the ball. So we were running and not passing, and then we were passing and not running. So the Boise State offense for 16 people in here. Let me educate you on the Boise. I studied the Boise State offense, and the 1 year Bush Hampton was there. Here's the goal of the Boise State offense: 200 yards rushing, 200 yards receiving. Where's my fingers? Over here. Okay. 200 yards passing, 200 yards receiving, 400 yards offense. It's got to be balanced. That's why we got Seth McGowan to catch passes out of the backfield. That's why we got Calzada. Calzada does not have to throw for 300 yards for us to win. 200 yards, manage the game, make the throws. The O-line, yes. Go Vols. Hey, man, look, Josh Heupel, man. Hey, I'm a Josh Heupel fan. Please, hey, Iron Star, root for Oklahoma. Because if they fire Venerables, they're going to come after Heupel. And I love Josh Heupel, man. It's hard to outsmart that dude. When we scored 42 points and got 500 yards offense on you guys, and you still beat our ass 45-42, I'm like, I mean, look, Stoops got you twice, but that's about it. Rushing 200 every game will tire out enemies for sure. Well, that's what we said, guys. They've been making this point on every podcast. We're going to try to go on 7-minute drives and kick a field goal, like playing Ole Miss. Keep that guy out. Keep their quarterback, keep their offense off the field. Exactly. We are not trying to score in 1 or 2 plays and throw the ball 80 yards. That's just not the Boise State offense. Good call, Brawl Star. All right, Iron Star. I don't think Oklahoma can afford Heupel. Dude, I don't know. They ran him off once. Yeah, man, they were talking about him, though. Maybe they can't. Tennessee would put up a lot of money. Look, man, a lot of respect for Tennessee. You guys, I mean, man, your fans are on the internet. Like, if you go on, I didn't know until I started doing this channel. I wonder who's on the internet with SEC football. Tennessee has the biggest online SEC football presence. I thought it would be Alabama or Auburn. Nope, Tennessee. You guys show out, dude. They're big teams, get big plays. Yeah. We have to cover the receivers. So yeah, I mean, Tennessee just gets. Now this year, the quarterback, we'll see. I think Josh Heupel can bring him back and reel him in a little bit. I know you lost your running back. I think Tennessee, aren't you going to have like a running back by committee, $300 million deal with Adidas and drop? Like, well, I did not know that. Well, yeah, you're right. Probably Heupel probably did get some money out of he's saying that Tennessee made a deal with Adidas and dropped Nike. So there you go. And so Josh Heupel probably did. Yes, that's a lot of money. This is offensive coordinator sucks, dude. BBN for life, dude. You say you're a Kentucky fan. The dude did not have his players last year. He had Cohen's players. How do you know the guy sucks? If he sucks this year, I'll agree with you. He has the people he needs to run his offense. You got to remember, Cohen left in December. We didn't get Bush Hampton until February 14th. Okay, so late in the year, Cohen lies to us and says he's not going to leave, and then he leaves. Well, at that point, everybody's already hired in January. We're trying to hire an offensive coordinator in February of last year to start spring practice. And so, yeah, he got in here and he just did not have time, and he didn't have the players. So, yeah, look, man, BBN for life. Let's give him one more year. If they suck this year, I'm agree with you. But he has his players now. If you look at the Boise State offense, if you go back and look at what he did in 2024 at Boise State, 2023. I went back and watched a couple games that he called. He's a good play caller. It's just we didn't have the running back. We didn't have a running back that could go out and catch a pass. We didn't have a slot receiver that could play an offense like is going to play in like Kendrick Law is going to play. He's going to be who's our wide receiver who's playing for the Giants? The little dude, can't think of his name. He's gonna play. I keep saying Kendrick Law is going to be him. Now his name escapes me. Played 1 year. Who am I thinking of? Wan'Dale Robinson. Thank you. He is going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. I mean, they've already pretty much said they're going to get him out in space. So yeah, BBN. Let's give him one more. Let's give him one more year. That's not fair. Trying to come in at the last minute and you don't even have your players. But like I said, now if we see the playbook this year, and yeah, so I'll agree with you. He was elusive. That's what Kendrick Law's going to be. Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, well, we're going to give him one more year, except for the stupid dumbasses on the SEC podcast. They're not going to farm in the middle of the year, guys. They kept saying about Florida. By the time you get to a Florida game, Stoops will probably be fired. They ain't going to farm through the 7th or 8th game of the year. I mean, why would you do that? You're just like Joker Phillips. You're going to play it out. I feel bad. What are you telling me here? Let's give Stoops a chance. Nordic said yes. I feel bad. Trash school. What do you mean you feel bad? You seem nice. What are you talking about? Don Fish says, bold take, Calzado will be top SEC quarterback. SEC goes 7-5. Well, if he's as good as he has been, and the receivers can catch his ball. One thing I'm worried about is our receivers. Macklin was saying, "Dude, you got to adjust to this guy's ball because he puts some zip on the ball." So yeah, hopefully he'll, But yeah, I mean, could we win 7? Yeah, if Lagway's hurt and Tennessee's quarterback is not that good, and maybe we could get one on Tennessee. Maybe. I would never bet that we would because they always. My cat is here. Hey, thanks for coming in. Don't unplug my mic, dude. Okay. You seem nice. Well, whoever you are you saying Kentucky's a trash school? Whoever you are, dude, you're gonna be the first dude I ever friggin' delete off of here. Are you gonna get back to running? Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Go Gators. Hey, dude, everybody in Florida is freaking out today. Octavian Cador says, go Gators. How is DJ Lagway hurt or what? They're saying he's in a walking boot. They're all over the internet today. I know they're trying to get clicks, but they're sounding the alarm. He's hurt. So you're going to have to update me, Octavian, on DJ Lagway. Is he hurt or what? But no, Gators are a good school. 10-3, 7-6, 7-6. Well, otherwise, no. You tell me having players, BBN for life is telling me something again. B, what are you telling me? Not having his players is an excuse. No, it's a fact. It's not an excuse. It's factual. I'm not just making it up. Yeah, he didn't have his players. And plus, the damn quarterback quit halfway through the year. Lagway is okay. Yeah, thank you, Octavian. Yeah, they said that it's not serious, but they're worried about can he make it through an entire season. So I don't know. We're going to sit him the first game. You should sit him the first game, Octavian. Is Uncle Lou's star. Oh, okay. Well, Uncle Lou, I like Uncle Lou. Iron Star, Tennessee doesn't have a quarterback at the moment. Well, you know what? I have faith in Heupel. Don't doubt Josh Heupel. Look, guys, I'm previewing everybody's team. I'm on Florida next. I think I'm going to do a DJ Light. No, I'm on Auburn and then Florida. We're on Auburn this week. Then we flip. I've already done Tennessee, and yeah, we went watch my film on Aguilar, Iron Star. He's not that bad. And yeah, you got some freshmen that can play. Blake Lee says what? For 3 years in a row, we were considered SEC dark horse, but don't seem to say anything now. Well, that's because we had one bad year, right? We're not allowed. Look, guys, we're not allowed to have one bad year. Okay, we're not Auburn. We're not in the club. Auburn's allowed to have a good year, a bad year. Oklahoma, they don't like Mark Stoops. I mean, that's the way it is. Uh, that's what everyone would say. Yes, us and Ole Miss. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, it's a good old boy network. Out of 16 teams, there's 8 teams that are in the club and 8 that aren't. And they should be in there because they've won national championships. Tennessee should be in the club. Florida should be in the club. But what I'm saying is don't bash the people that aren't. If you just got on here, the Big Ten. I live in Evansville, Indiana. My name is Tom, by the way. I need to wear a name tag. Hello, my name is Tom. The Big Ten network, and they don't bash each other. Whereas the SEC, you get these fine bombers, they just start bashing the hell out of Mississippi State, Vanderbilt. Dude, don't do that. Just let the chips fall where they may. Kentucky might win 2 games. Well, now I'm hoping we win 2, more than 2, dude. I mean, I'm hoping Vegas has us 4, but you never know. You guys play at us, yeah. Hey, maybe Lagway will be hurt when you get here. You never know. Watch out. Hey, Octavian, I'm telling you right now, dude, we're going to be better than you think. Okay, this ain't going to be last year's Kentucky team. I don't know if we can beat you guys, but talk team as yours the last 3 or 4 years. Blakely, that's a lot of talk for a team that has beat yours 3 or 4 last years. We've done good. Went to college at EKU. Oh, man. Okay, you went to Eastern. Good school. Anthony Easton says, not too far away. Ferdinand, I'm in Evansville. Are you an IU fan, dude? We're stuck with IU fans if you're here, dude. IU fans, let me tell you, Big Ten fans, oh, Lord. Florida has a fragile quarterback. Yes, they were saying today they don't know if the guy can make it through a year because he has his shoulder injury, then he hurt his foot. Once he gets pancaked a couple times, they don't know if he can make it through a season. So you play what? Florida plays us the 9th game of the year, Octavian. So, yeah. I'm not wishing him to get hurt, but maybe he'll be slowed down a little bit. How we lost the EKU. You know what? We just took him lightly. EKU came in here. You play a team, an in-state team that goes, you know what? We're going to kick your ass, and you just come in here. Yeah, that was a tight game for a little bit. He's pretty small. Yeah, Lagway is small. He's quick. We'll see. I mean, some people are saying he's more hurt than what he is. I went on some Florida podcasts, and they were saying that before he was in this walking boot. I don't know. Florida's got a good defense. And look, Billy Napier's playing for his job, Octavian. So, yeah, basketballs definitely don't want us. Well, you know what? You got a good basketball coach. I mean, the dude sent some pictures out he shouldn't have, and y'all covered it up. That was good. See, our media would have told on us, but your media covered all that shit up. You kept your basketball coach and you won a national championship. Yeah, but we took one of your good players. And so, yeah, it'll be between Florida and Kentucky. And SEC is going to be good in basketball, guys. Auburn's going to be good again. Now, NATO, we took one of Alabama's best players. We took one of Florida's best players. So at least we did go around and raid some rosters. He's a reserve, but we're coming back to Gainesville. But yeah, I mean, we got to play them every year, I guess. I don't know what the new SEC schedule is going to be. I don't know what it's going to be. They were supposed to be where you had 3 common opponents and then you rotate through, but they haven't started doing it. So I don't even know what our common opponents would be. So we are beating both Florida and Auburn. Well, we can beat Auburn and maybe fired. Well, Billy Napier's got to win because I know some Florida fans and they're not happy. Octavian says, "What we come into Lexington and kick ass." Well, that is the goal, Octavian. Yes. That is your goal, to kick our ass. And our goal is to kick your ass. So Somebody's going to kick somebody's ass. But no, we've been playing. Stoops has done well against Florida. Last year we got blown out because look, our team just quit about halfway through, and we got go Cats. Somebody's got a Colts. Devin, welcome, brother. Devin says go Cats with a Colts icon. So where do you live, Devin? Are you in Indiana? Brawl says we used to play Mississippi State every year. Yeah, I don't know what happened on that. Iron Star from I think Lagway will be SEC quarterback of the year. He's a dog. Well, if he stays upright, but I like Lenore Sellers myself. I think he's a dark horse. Everybody's picking Manning and this LSU kid. But you know what? I really like Lenore Sellers. I don't know if there's any South Carolina fans in here. But man, that dude can he's a big dude when he runs. We're going to the SEC championship. Well, Octavian, brother, that is the goal, especially for you guys. Because like I said, Billy Napier's, they're running out of, I've watched some of you guys' podcasts and Florida fans are not happy. Owensboro. Oh, you're from Owensboro. Okay. I'm in Evansville, Devin, but I'm originally from Madisonville. So yeah. Owensboro. All right. Well, shout out to Owensboro, Kentucky. Dunkfish says Zach Calzada, the Cuban Missile for Heisman. LOL. Well, I'll laugh at that too because I'll just take him for anything. Any award you can get. Brawl. Octavian says 12-0. Boy, man, Octavian, dude. I mean, I don't know what your schedule is. Do you play Texas? I know you play Georgia. Well, maybe you will go 12-0. Yeah, I don't know what our schedule is going to be. Cobb 73 says Florida's overhyped. They'll be 6-6. If they're 6-6, Billy Napier is going to be looking for a job. Anthony Egan, seems like y'all upgraded the offensive line. Yeah, we did big time. Yes, we got a big offensive line. Can you tell me his SEC record? Brother, he lost a third of his SEC games in his first 3 years. If you look at Stoops, he lost 8 the first year and then lost like 12. If you look at his SEC record, once again, BBVM for life. You keep telling me you're a Kentucky fan, but you're showing me that you're not. He lost a third of those in his first 3 or 4 years. What's his SEC record been lately? It hadn't been great, but it's been 4-4, a couple years 5-3. So look, if we go 4-4 with our schedule, that's pretty damn good. Nordic says Florida will be 7-4. Well, Billy Napier, they don't play them. Octavian says Kentucky doesn't have an offense. Well, we didn't last year, brother, but let's see about this year. You're gonna see. We're gonna run the football. That's the deal. I was trying to answer the SEC championship. Oh, sorry about that, Blakely. Iron Star, dude, that's sad. What is sad? Iron Star, what's sad? I'm sorry. Our offense hasn't been the best. No, last year our offense sucked. Our offensive line sucked. The quarterback quit halfway through the year because he was scared of getting hit. So damn, everybody just quit. The wide receivers were crying, I ain't getting the ball. You know how much money we gave Barry and Brown and Dane Key? And they wanted 100 yards each a game because they want to go to the NFL, blah, blah. Look, we didn't have time for that shit. That's why we're 4-8. 4-4 is not good, bud. Well, 4-4 for us is good, Iron Star. We're not Tennessee. So no. We were 5-3. But yeah, do I wish we could be better? Yeah. But yeah, look, brother, a lot of years we're friggin' 1-7, like last year, 1-7. The Gators, Octavian says the Gators will run Kentucky out of the stadium. Brother, 47-17. Man, I hope not. Jesus. It's possible. Anthony Eason. Never mind Octavian. He's 5-star. Well, we won't talk bad about Octavian. Octavian loves his team. He loves him some Gators. I'm not going to badmouth Octavian. He's got high hopes. He hopes they come in here and kick our ass. I think you'll be surprised this year. Iron Star. Okay. Well, I hope I'm surprised. I like being surprised. Oh, yeah, just joking with Octavian. Yeah, hey, Octavian loves him some Florida Gators. And if that's your team, brother, hey, I hope you don't beat us 47-17. Stoops will be looking. If Stoops starts getting beat 47-17, he's going to have a new job, and then BBN for life will be right. We beat 30. Yes, you beat us by 30. You did. We just quit. Look, after about the fifth game of the year, we just said, you know what? Some of our players are going to the NFL. We sent one first rounder, one second rounder, and some other people. And they're just like, yeah, you know what? I don't think we're going to play hard. Let's see. Nordic people underestimate Kentucky football. Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to be better than we were last year. Okay. Vanderbilt wasn't picked to do anything last year. Alabama wasn't picked to lose 3 or 4 games, and they did. So you never know. Christopher Reese. What's up, Christopher? I love that Gator tail fired with blue cheese. Well, who's your team, Christopher? Because if you beat, you're good. We own y'all a beating in Lexington. Yes, Octavian. We got you for a couple of years there. That's BBN for life. We broke the Florida streak. We broke the Tennessee streak. So Stoops did a lot of good stuff. We started beating South Carolina. Now they started kicking our ass. So yeah, we, look, we're not going to go. How many teams are going to win? There's only been 8. There's 16 teams in the SEC. If you want to count Oklahoma and Texas, you can. Only 8 of the 16 have won a national title since the 1950s. So yeah, there's 8 teams that haven't won. So what's the chances of those other 8 teams? What's the chances of South Carolina winning? Ole Miss, not that good. So yeah, we're not getting a group we're not playing for a national championship. Brian Fowler says John Mateer is the best quarterback nobody's talking about. When he came from Washington State, well, you got Washington State's offensive coordinator. See, watch my video on Oklahoma. And yes, John Mateer is well, no, I didn't do a video on Oklahoma. I take that back. We don't play them. I talked about them on one of my I can't remember what video. So yes, John Mateer has his offensive coordinator. So we'll see. But Venerables is playing for his job. So look, man, if you guys don't make the playoffs this year, people in Oklahoma is going to be upset. Cobb73 said Florida loses to LSU, UK, Texas. But dang, you got them losing 5-7. The only way Florida goes 5-7 is if they don't have DJ Lagway and their backup quarterback's no good. And if Octavian hears that, you still hear Octavian? You hear him say that? Yeah, he can't. That's right. I'm gonna come up. Well, come up here, brother. Come up to Lexington. It's a nice town. Come on up. Watch us. Maybe we can play you close. Maybe we can win. You never know. 20 people in here. My name is Tom. By the way, it's a new channel, guys. Kentucky Football Nation. I'm going to talk football. I did it live last night. Hit the notification. I was not going to do one tonight, but then Mark Stoops gave a big press conference. I'm like, instead of doing a video, why don't I just do a live and talk to you guys? Chris Reese says, I bleed blue. Good. I do too. Since Curry and Mummy days. Well, you suffered through. If you went through Bill Curry. Hey, I did a video on Bill Curry and Steve Spurrier video. Christopher, go watch my Bill Curry and video about Steve Spurrier. They had a personal beef going. But, man, Bill Curry was awful. Iron Star got Florida beating Tennessee, but still losing 7 games. Tennessee? Ooh, well, that would be bad if Tennessee lost 7 games. I enjoy your channel. Well, Dogfish, I appreciate it. I'm new, but I'm going to get in here and we're going to talk football. I mean, we'll talk basketball. We are going to do basketball. Nordic says you're going to grow fast doing UK football. You're like, yeah, nobody else wants to do it. Why? Because it's hard. Because you're going to get people coming in. Well, I'm respectful to everybody. Tennessee, Louisville. Look, you can come in here, Louisville fans, Tennessee fans. I love everybody. Look, it's sports. If you played sports, guys, it's a competition. I get it. It's not freaking life and death here. I like football as much as basketball. I do too, Donkfish. My wife said, "Why didn't you do a basketball channel?" Well, that would have been easy. I could have came in here every time and just be all happy. Try and do a football channel and listen to, man, these SEC fine bombers just kill me. Josh Pate, oh my God, I lose IQ points listening to that guy. How the hell does that guy have 400,000 subscribers? Blakely says football for me. Anthony Easton says you seem like a respectful dude. Yes. Okay, now the reason I'm respectful is because I'm a firefighter. I've been a firefighter for 41 years, guys. I work at the Evansville Airport. I did 8 years active duty Air Force. I was in Columbus, Mississippi, and Montgomery, Alabama. That's 2 of the places I was at in my 8 years. So I was around Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and then I was around Tuscaloosa, Auburn, Alabama. So I learned about Ole Miss, Mississippi State, okay. Then I learned about Auburn and Alabama. And oh my God, do they hate one another. That rivalry is so yeah, I got a crash course from the time I was 18 years old on SEC football. And so I respect everybody. Yes. Thank you for your service. Oh, well, you're welcome, brother. 8 years active duty Air Force got me a job. Uh, I'm going to have a state retirement if I live long enough. Got a couple of heart stents a year or two ago. It was getting touch and go there for a little bit. I mean, it wasn't close, but I was like, damn, am I going to have to retire? But now I worked my way through it. Thank you for your service. Yeah, thank you, Christopher. And yes, I am going to be respectful to everybody. And BBN for life. I still don't know if you are a Kentucky fan. You may just be a Mark Stoops hater, but we'll see. When come to Lexington, yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna have to go. I have not been to a game in so many years there. You know, when you get older, especially like Rupp Arena, if you sit, I'm not sitting unless I can sit in the lower level. Dude, I do not want to sit. It is straight up. And when you get older, you got to climb. I can see how people hurt themselves going up those stairs. Then you sit so far away. You know, I don't want to sit far away. Like if I go to a football game, I want to be down. I'd rather just sit at home where I can see. But no, I do need to come to a football game. I do need to come to a football game. Hey, if our channel grows, man, you know what? One of these years, by God, we'll just have a tailgate and we'll do it. Must be a basketball only fan. No, I think he just doesn't like Stoops, and that's fair. I mean, I can see be tired of him. There's people that are tired of him, you know. But damn, I mean, let's see what he can do. Maybe he can bring it back. Maybe he can't. Nobody knows anything right now. So neither one of like he's not wrong and I'm not wrong. We're gonna find out who's wrong. You know, it's just the brutal schedule we play. If we can win 5 or 6 games and kind of stair step our way back up to 9 or 8, 9, 10, you know, we'll see. We're gonna have to pay some players. And look, we're always gonna do basketball first, guys. Come on. I mean, that's just the way it is. You have to accept that as a Kentucky fan. I was 50-yard line front row for Jared Lorenzen, Derek Abney, what they named the SEC 50-year team this year, last 50 years, and Derek Abney was the punt returner, was the only Kentucky player on the first starting. I think somebody did it. I don't know who it was. I'm rocking the camera here. I'm sorry. And Derek Abney made the kickoff punt returner. So we had one person on the 50-year team, Derek Abney. Yeah, missed. Hey, I got a video on Jared Lorenzen. Go watch my Jared Lorenzen video. Christopher Reed. Yeah, go watch my Jared Lorenzen video. I tell some good stories. If you look at my videos, guys, I got a Bear Bryant video on there. I do have a Hal Mummy, Paul Feinbaum video where Feinbaum has always hated Kentucky. You know, whenever he hired Hal Mummy, had that stupid. I knew this guy when he had a radio show in Birmingham back when in the 90s. And, you know, he's never liked Kentucky. Screw him, you know. And then he dogged out Hal Mummy as hiring him. Then they beat Alabama. Then he wanted to interview Hal Mummy. I'll put that video up with Hal Mummy letting you tell the story of that, how that went. Anthony Easton says, I think Kentucky's going to be better than people are saying, and I'm a Louisville fan. Well, I hope you're right, Anthony. And but you know what? Brom's a good coach. You know, you guys got a good coach. Louisville. I mean, excuse me, at Purdue. He won at Purdue. He's a good coach. I mean, we're not going to drop Louisville. I hope. How good is Louisville looking? Okay, so in the power rankings, not good. We are 35. They are 41. They are picked 6th toughest schedule in the ACC. So I don't know. They don't play a hard schedule. They play Clemson, but I don't know. You'd have to ask Brawl excuse me, who said they were? Oh, Louisville. You have to ask Anthony. Anthony will tell you. Anthony, how good is Louisville going to be? Well, they're going to be good. Our secondary is a major concern. We don't throw the ball, Anthony, so we run the ball. So, yeah, it's hard to outcoach Jeff Brom. BBN for Life says, if you want to pay for my season pass every year, maybe I'll change my mind. Oh, brother, that's expensive. Cobb 73 says players last year quit. See, I've been talking about that, Cobb. Especially the quarterback, the offensive line, half the defense. Deion Walker got hurt, and he was getting ready to go to the NFL. Yeah, I wouldn't even have put him out there. Yeah, I mean they did quit for the Tulane coach. Everybody says this, man. This John Summerall. I do not like this guy. I don't like his vibe. They keep saying he's up and coming. I don't like him because the night that Vince Merrill left, that sucker started tweeting like a 15-year-old girl. Hey, I'm over here. I'm John Summerall. I'm great. Dude, shut up. Just shut up. And if we, you know, he hasn't done anything to impress me yet, but everybody seems to like him. Uh, Anthony says, we play Miami. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now you're right. And SMU's good. Yep. Yep. I don't know why it's the sixth hardest, Anthony, in the ACC, why they got that. But look, you guys should do well. You're going to have a chance to go to playoffs. I mean, that's just the way I always look, I'm in Indiana. I tell Indiana fans, dude, play our schedule. Kurt Signetti talking shit. Oh, yeah, play our schedule. See what your record would be. No, Notre Dame fans, I tell them, dude, play our schedule. No. See, Notre Dame can get to, they get to pick their own schedule. Well, hell, they can get there. Yeah. And they damn near won it. Now, last year, they were good enough to win it. Not till we fire Ron English. Well, okay. Who is Ron English, Anthony? Is he like the offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator? I'm going to assume he's the defensive coordinator. If Kentucky Nordic says if Kentucky play in ACC, they go 7-5, probably. I mean, we'd have a little bit better record because we'd be playing Duke and, Virginia Tech. I don't know who else is in the ACC. But we're not in the ACC. So, like our defensive coordinator. Oh, Anthony says they should fire Louisville's defensive coordinator. What time is it here? I'm going to go for a few minutes. Yeah. Well, that's they might fire him if he, Jeff Brom. Hey, Jeff Brom is a good coach. You can't just like Josh Heupel's a good coach. I can't sit here and dog out Tennessee and Louisville. I mean, they both got good coaches. I can't, I'm not gonna lie about it. So, but anyway, there's 22 people on here. Well, look, guys, I'm enjoying this. We'll do this Sunday night. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully nothing will happen between then. I just thought, man, there's press conference came on today, and it was such an informative press conference. In case you guys got here late, Stoops had a press conference. He just went over some stuff, just general questions about how good the offensive line is, how well it's done. The players we picked up in the portal have all done well. Our offensive line is an SEC offensive line, and it is. And we have we have 3 stellar running backs. We have 4 really good running backs. The receiver room is solid. So hopefully we fixed our offensive problems. If our defense can stay, last year, everybody quit. They had to stay on the field all the time, So if our offense can help our defense and vice versa, and we play as a team, get back to what Stoops was when we win in 8, 9, 10 games, that's the goal. It's just a little harder for us. We're not known for football. So, yeah. But what do you guys think? Our D-line is even better. Blakely says our D-line's even better. Well, I hope it is. I like those guys. Gusta. What did they say, Gusta? If you got here late, what did he say Gusta benched? He benched 225 38 times. God dang. I mean, in the NFL, when you go to the combine, you see how many times you can bench. Very few times have I heard of anyone benching it 38 times. So the dude's strong. Gusta, we got him from Washington State. And, of course, Humphrey Grace from South Dakota, which can they play in the SEC? Well, we're going to find out. But everybody's raving about this Gusta dude. So, yeah, our D-line is better. Blakely, I agree. It couldn't be any worse, even though we had Deion Walker. So that's the deal. Our back end is the strength. But once again, you don't want your back end being the people who are tackling the players. If they make it all the way to them, you just went through the linebackers and defensive line. So it's good to have good safeties and corners, but your leading tackler can't be a safety. It has to be a linebacker. So Jesus, if your safety is your leading tackler, you're in trouble. Special teams. I don't know who our field goal kicker is. We got 2 field goal kickers on the roster, and somebody tell me something about the kick. Jacob Kwani, is that who he is? And Zach Schreiner are kickers, and Wilson Berry and Aiden Laros are punters. I don't know who our field goal kicker is. Anthony Eason, as an outsider, it seems like Walker had some disappointing season. Yes, he did. And do you know why, Anthony? Because he was hurt and he was going to the NFL, and he just said, you know what? I think I'm going to chill a little bit. And he did. Yeah. Look, he knew things were going south. You getting ready to go to the NFL. I'd have just set his ass. I mean, look, Yeah, he did have a disappointing season, but I understand why. Yeah, he'll do well in the NFL. Oh, and where's BBN for life? Are you still in here, BBN for life? I got something for you if you're still in here. Are you still in here? How many players does Stoops put in the NFL? A lot. How many players besides Stoops put that many players in the NFL every year? So yeah, Stoops is not as bad as you think he is. Blakely, I think, is as well, but a crazy helping him go to the NFL. Yeah, I agree. Christopher Reese, realistically, I'm kind of excited for 26 recruiting class, the baseball court. Yeah, okay, now go back and watch. Now that I can't think of his name, I did a video on him, and that, yeah, BBN for life. We got some players. He put player in the NFL. He's put a lot of players in the NFL. I mean, before, if we had two or three players in the NFL, I was like, damn. But now, we got several in the NFL, and we had a first round pick. So the Cincy quarterback, Christopher Reese, I did a video on him, a highlights video on that kid. I can't think of his name now. Man, that kid's got a strong arm. He throws bullets. Matt Ponatowski, yes, that dude. Go watch my video on Matt Ponatowski because I was amazed at how well his footwork was. And he's got a touch, but man, he can. I can see why he was a top 10 quarterback in the nation. And let's hope we can hold on to him. Knock on wood. People's going to come after him. We're going to let him play baseball and football. You can play whatever you want: volleyball, baseball, football. As long as you get on the football field, brother. Play volleyball, squash. I don't care what you play: checkers, chess. Just don't leave us because we need that guy. Because he's going to be. Hopefully, it's going to be Boley and then him. So Calzada, Boley, then Ponatowski. That's the plan. If it is, we're going to be good at quarterback. We got some good players, but we don't have any coaches. BBN for life, brother. How'd they get to the NFL if Stoops was a bad coach? I mean, somebody had to coach him. I mean, come on, man. Cobb 73. Field goal kicker is likely the kid from Montana with the booming leg. That's who they were talking about. Yes. Kwame. Yeah, Stoops talked about him today. They said that Tom Leach said, I was at practice and I heard this boom, boom, and I was watching this kid kick. Yes, he's kicking them well in practice. But just like 3-point shooting, do it in the game. Do it when the game's on the line. Yeah, but we'll see. Both field goal kickers have a strong leg. Both punters have a strong leg. So we got 4 strong-legged kickers. That's all I know. And they better. Our punter, thank God, I don't want to be punter you. Our BBN for life is right. Stoops will be gone if we're punter you. So I don't know. Guys, I'm going to go a few more minutes here. What do you guys want to talk about? Hey, I'll talk about – I like that nobody's talking about basketball. I thought, well, I might have to talk about basketball. I had some basketball stuff here just in case, trying to – I don't see how these guys do the entire SEC. It's hard enough to do one team, and you got all these channels that are monetized trying to do like I like Sports Talk J. There's a Tennessee channel, Sports Talk J, and I like him, but man, he tries to do everything, and then it gets boring. So I'm not gonna. I could care less about being monetized. I'm looking at my notes. I just want to do Kentucky stuff, and I'll take whoever wants to come. I'm up to whatever 300, whatever I'm on. I was trying to get to 5. But they did let me go live. Supposedly they won't let you go live until you get 5. But my videos were doing so good and I had so much traffic that I put in their little request and it said yes. So there you go. Blakely says, do you think this season will help our 26 recruiting class, or will it stay lower down? Depends on if we win. If we win, it'll go up. If it'll go down. And look, listen. Once a kid signs it, like the Cincinnati kid, the quarterback, once you sign with Kentucky, all of a sudden you're not that good. Whereas if you would have signed, the same kid signs with Auburn, he's a great player. So yeah. But no, I don't know. We got to win. That's the key. You're pretty much saying good player. NFLs can't win. Now, Cobb 73. I'm surprised the center that transferred from isn't going to start for us. Now, you must have got here late, Cobb, because Mark Stoops addressed that. He said if who's the guy? I just wrote this down. If Jagger Burton fails at center, he can always move over to guard. That's what Stoops said today at his press conference. And I went, clue, Wibberley can start at center. So what he's saying is if Jagger Burton doesn't play well at center, we're going to move him over the guard and let Wilberly play because the Western Kentucky guy is good. He is not a good coach. I got you, BBN. He's not a good coach. I mean, I don't know who else could get us to 10 wins, but okay, brother, for 2 years in a row and, and put that many players in the NFL. But we're going to find out if he loses Bryant Fowler. Our biggest issue other than the O-line was leadership. Yeah, we didn't have any leadership. We had people, every man for himself. And where's my money? And how come I ain't catching the ball? And I'm quitting because I'm getting hit. Move Burton now. Cobb says move Burton now. Well, Jagger Burton, I agree with you. Wilberly's good. They might be doing that. He didn't say that just to casually be saying that. He didn't say, "Oh, Jagger Burton can always play guard, and we can always put Wilberly in center." He said it in a way that was a clue. So I don't know what that means. We're gonna find out in the summer. Think them the players here. What do you mean? Who do you got? BBN. Are you gonna tell me, dude? You're starting to remind me of a Louisville fan now. Now you're showing me Louisville, dude. Nordic Wonder says Stoops is a fantastic defensive coach. Yes, not offensively. Well, hell, he'll tell you that. He said that. So yeah. Offensively, we ran the ball and then we threw the ball. Look, he is smart enough to get back to running the ball. We're not gonna beat Tennessee, as you can see. We ain't beating Tennessee 48-42. We ain't beating Florida, 38-34. We got to win 24, 28, 24, 24-20 games. We cannot outshoot those guys. Okay. That's not going to work. Anthony Easton says, "Hey, I haven't said anything negative." No, Anthony, you can say whatever you want, brother. Christopher Reese says, "BBN for life wants Nick Saban or John Gruden. We ain't getting either one of them. And if we did, we'd have to spend the $30 million. So he recognizes you got to buy out $30 million. Well, if you want somebody good, how much you going to have to pay them? So, yeah, give the friggin' $30 million and buy some players so we can try and keep the damn coach we got. The goal should be to keep this guy, see if we can keep him. And if we can't, we're going to know after this year. Is it worth our time or not? But, yeah, it's going to be hard to buy him out. We'll see. Cobb says, too many fans want mummy ball. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. They would rather lose an exciting passing game than a boring run game and a solid defense. I don't care how we win. But I know this. Stoops said this. Everybody tough. You got to hit somebody in the damn mouth. That's what Stoops is known for. Hell, Kirby Smart will tell you that. He hates playing Kentucky because they used to lead. They beat the hell out of you. How you think we beat Florida, BBN for life? How you think we beat South Carolina? How did we beat Tennessee? How did we start beating people? At least LSU. We beat the shit out of LSU one year. We knocked you in the fucking mouth is what we did. And we stopped doing it. We brought in Liam Cohen and we sexy NFL style offense. Well, with Will Levis. Well, that worked for about a year. And then once he got hurt, it didn't work out so well. So no, I'm glad we're getting back to, look, you can still, this is college. You can still run the ball and run the Boise State offense. Yeah, Mummy Ball. I loved Hal Mummy, by the way. Hal Mummy took a job at an NAIA school or Division III school. That was on a podcast. 73 years old. And man, he was good. Why did he get caught cheating? Why would you send a money order from a Lexington post office? You have one of your football staff members going to the Lexington post office and sending money orders to players. Can't you just go to, drive to E-Town and send them from there? Mummy. Man, we lost Town Mummy. So stupid. How can you say Merrill's been doing all that? We got 15. Yeah, Merrill was good, but look, Stoops and Merrill worked together as a team. It wasn't just Merrill. And, Merrill's not going to be, recruiting players at Louisville. So he's the general, more of a GM. So he's not going to be recruiting players. And look, it was time. It was time to move on. That period's over. We can't keep doing the same thing because we're losing. Now, we're either going to keep losing or we're going to win, but we're going to find out. All right, I'm down here about 10 more minutes. Cobb, hell, even Tennessee and UML are winning by running the ball. Yes. Yeah. The lower sellers. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. South Carolina ran on 60% of their plays. Why? Because Lenore Sellers is going to take off running. DJ Lagway is going to take off running. When you have a dual threat quarterback, it's hard as hell to win. Bryant Fowler says the transfer Augusta gives me a good vibes. Yeah, Yeah, I just said he bench pressed 225 38 times, which is that's NFL. There's a small percentage of NFL that could probably do that. I did it 10 times once when I was young. It's like, God dang, I was about to kill myself. Dustin, what's up, Dustin Crossman? How you doing? Nice to see you in here, brother. You know ball, my guy. Well, thank you, brother. Listen to your take. I'm from Georgia. Man, I like Georgia. Kirby Smart. And raised my mom from Kentucky. Yep. Going 3 years since 2021. It's an addiction. Well, brother, you're in the minority. We're all a bunch of mutants. According to the SEC, look, the SEC network, Paul Feinbaum, the good old boys on the SEC podcast, this moron Josh Pate wants us to go away. They all want Stoops to go away. You got to understand, they want us gone. They want us to go back to 2-12, 2-10, whatever, 2-11, whatever, 2 or 3 wins, and just stay down there and shut the hell up. They don't. They're tired of talking about us. And you know what? Screw you. We're gonna talk about it some more. People stop going to the games, they would buy him out. People ain't gonna stop. Well, I hope people don't stop going to the games. BBN, damn man. Well, you think an offensive coordinator? Who's the offensive coordinator? We beat LSU. Well, that was Cohen, I imagine. Yeah, that was Cohen. Yeah, that was Will Levis. But that year, dude, look, Benny Snell. Benny Snell was the best running back in the SEC, and they never said he was the best running back in the SEC. When we had Benny Snell, Chris Rodriguez, and Levis, and we were firing on all cylinders, Wandale Robinson, damn, I mean, we were good. We were good. Blakely says, but they don't because they like UK, but they don't because they like UK football. Okay, I don't. Dustin, what's up? I love Big Blue White living in Georgia. Well, listen, brother, let me tell you something. I lived in Mississippi and Alabama. When I was in Mississippi, I kind of wore my Kentucky stuff. I went to Montgomery, Alabama in 1991. And my wife's uncle lived there. First thing he told me, do not wear a Kentucky, do not put anything Kentucky on your car. Do not wear anything Kentucky. I was like, well, what's going on? If it was Auburn, Alabama, baby, you wore anything else, yeah. Blakely, I was answering. BBN was talking about tickets. Look, man, don't hope for us not to go to the game. BBN, come on, man. I mean, damn. I know you don't like Stoops, but Jesus Christ, let's hope. Let's get excited about the season. It ain't started yet. I mean, damn, don't fucking have us, have the damn guy fired now. Shit. I mean, let's get excited about this. I don't want to hear that shit, dude. Come on, man, get fired up. I don't care who the coach is. If he gets fired, he gets fired. You know what? We'll see. But let's get excited here. We got some good players. We're going to have a solid team. I do not know how many games we're going to win. We play a murderous schedule, dude. Like I said, I tell my Indiana, Notre Dame, play our schedule. Indiana ain't going to, they win 4 games. We just got stuck cob. A true fan never cheers for a program to lose. Well, I agree. Only frustrated. Yeah, I understand he might be frustrated. Dustin Cross from middle school to high school. The Kentucky stickers on my truck. In Georgia, you're probably okay. Georgia fans are pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like in Kentucky, Indiana fans. Are you going to climb up here? Come here. What are you doing? Huh? You want to say hello to everybody? Go Cats. Can you say that? I don't even remember the hell I was saying. Oh, Georgia, you're probably pretty cool. Okay, go down there. Go. Okay, sorry. That's my cat. Yeah, he opened the door too. So, yeah, Georgia fans, most fans are cool. I mean, they're not going to say anything. Maybe in Alabama, when I was in Montgomery, no. But yeah, most fans are cool. Everybody should respect everybody. In Indiana, you cannot wear a Kentucky. Oh, dude, when I moved here to Evansville, Indiana, I did not know that wearing a damn Kentucky shirt I might as well be dressed like, a German soldier or some shit, because they take it personal sometimes. Christopher Reese, BBN, we all got it, brother. Yeah, frustrated. Yeah, but let's get excited. I mean, damn, let's not fire the guy yet. Jesus Christ. Let him lose a few games, and then we'll talk about firing him. Halfway through the year, get on here, and I'll be right with you. Yeah, if we're 0-7, well, obviously, he's not going to ruin his legacy. He's going to do like Cal. He'll work a buyout. If I don't know who we would get to we'd have to see who we get to coach, where we get a big name. But let's not get to there. Let's just do well, win 6 games, maybe 7, and let's let's keep stair stepping back up to where we were, which is hard for us. Anthony Eason, my part of Indiana, there's more Kentucky and Louisville fans than Indiana. Well, that ain't the way. In Evansville, there's a lot. It's 33%. It's just, dude, they take it personal because we start playing them in basketball this year. You guys, oh my God, we didn't play them for a long time. They take it personal when they lose in basketball. Uh, I have to. I don't wear my Kentucky. I will not wear this out in Evansville because I don't want to talk basketball there. Then I'm going to have to tell you the truth, and then you're not going to like what I have to say, and all I'm doing is telling you facts, and then it gets ugly. Christopher Reese, Indiana basketball turned into a dumpster fire. Yeah, I mean it has. Maybe it will come back. I mean, look, I don't root against Indiana because my friends, I hate not to see them happy. You know what I'm saying? It's gotten to the point where I actually feel sorry for them. I mean, I don't want them to beat us, but damn. If they beat us, we play them 3 times. Just get 2 of them. Him before the season got here. Well, BBN, damn man. Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. If you're that pissed off, I don't know what to tell you, man. Damn. They ain't gonna fire him before the season, brother. Okay, I mean that ain't gonna happen. So let's live in the real world here for a second. And if you want him to lose, then you want him to lose. I don't know why. Even if I didn't like Calipari at the end, I was hoping he would, but I didn't hope he would lose. I'm glad Hoosier Series is returning, says Comcom. Well, you know what? I'm glad as long as we win the majority of the games. But damn, if they win, we beat them 8 or 9 years in a row, and then one year they won, and they start talking shit. I'm like, where the hell were you the last 8 years? I don't usually say anything. I'm respectful. Brian Fowler, hey, what's up, Bryant? Wandale made Levis look better. Yes, that's who Kendrick Law is. I'm telling you guys right now. When you see Kendrick Law, you're gonna, hey, he's the same size. He's just as fast. You're gonna say, damn, that guy reminds me of Wandale Robinson, because that's how Bush Hamden's going to use him. He's the starting. He already named him the starting slot receiver. And if you guys didn't hear, Kendrick Law is going to return kickoffs, and Jamori Macklin's going to return punts. Stoops said that today. Start the season, and then we'll see where it goes. Dustin, what do you think about Stoops' recent press conference? That's why we were just talking about interview. Bush Hamden. Yes, all came out. Yes, I watched that interview. We were talking about that. Yeah, they all came out. It was Tom Leach, right, was on stage with Hamden, and then Brad White and Mark Stoops. It was a good press conference. It was uplifting. Hey, BBN for life. Go watch the press conference on KSR with Stoops and Bush Hamden and Brad White, and you'll get a little bit excited because they give you a little bit of insight into what we're going to be doing. They don't give everything, but go watch it, dude. Douglas, what's up, man? It's nice to see you, Douglas. I'm joining late. I think we can beat Ole Miss. Yeah, I do too. Why can't we? People keep saying revenge. They're going to get revenge. Anybody that's played sports, nobody plays for friggin' revenge. What the hell does that mean? They're not. They got the first-year quarterback. He's supposed to be a good quarterback. This is going to be his first road game. We always play Ole Miss tough. Yes, we can get Ole Miss. Just like they struggle. There's teams that they struggle with, and we're one of them. So, we can get Ole Miss. Christopher Reese, Wandale's a great guy. Yeah. Oh, you met him? Christopher Reese? Well, he's in the NFL. Dustin, great press conference with the coordinators. Yes. BBN for life. Go back and watch. Look, man, go back and watch the KSR thing. Get a little fired up. I'm going to believe you're a Kentucky fan. Okay. That's fine. But damn, I mean, don't watch it. I mean, Jesus Christ. If you're Nordic Wonder, good night, Tom. Hey, brother, my name is Tom. Hey, Sunday, yes. Turn on the notifications, because if something goes down, I go on shift Thursday, Saturday, Monday. If something goes down the next 2 days, I'm going to hop on here, because I was going to make a video about these press conferences, and then I'm like, no, I'm not. So I tell you what, guys, here's the deal. I'm Tom. This is Kentucky Football Nation. I'm going to do at least one live a week, and when the season starts, I'm going to do it during the game. Now, we can't show the game, but we're going to do it some of the games. Some of the games I work and I can't, but the games that I'm not on shift, we'll be sitting here and we'll talk about the game during the game. And we'll sit here and live chat during the game. And BBN for life can tell me how much they suck. And I'd be like, well, okay, if they're sucking, I'd be like, well, you got me. But if they're not, brother, I'd be like, BBN for life, man, come on. But anyway, look, let's end it right here. I enjoyed it. Man, time goes quick when you have fun, guys. That 2 hours went by just like that. So I'm going to do football. So tell your friends, come on back. I'm going to set the one up for Sunday night. I'll probably do it at 7:30. That seems to be a good time for me. So Big Blue Breakdown. Oh, we need to get on Zoom call. Well, brother, how would you get a hold of you to do it? I have a email address on my page. Send me some email to my email address on my page, Big Blue Breakdown, and I would have to download Zoom because I do not have it on here. I'll be here in my bourbon. Well, I appreciate that, Douglas. Week 2 is huge. Yes, it is. We can do it. Sets the tone. Yes, it does. And glad to see you. All right, guys. Look, drive safe. People are crazy out there. Watched it when it was live. Oh well, thank you, BBN. Look, man. Look, get happy, man. I wish you happiness. I know. I understand when you don't like the coach. I didn't like Cal, so I can see where you're at. Okay, I got you. I was hoping no, that's some bitch, So I get where you're coming from, but let's see what happens. All right, look. Before I leave, everybody, be safe out there. I work at an airport. Don't get on a plane. Jesus Christ, flying is dangerous. These air traffic controllers do not know how to use their voice to talk to you is part of the problem. And you see all these near collisions. So be careful if you're flying. Never fly Allegiant or one of those budget carriers. I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. Drive safe because people out there drive crazy. They drive like they act nowadays and they don't act nice. So be careful out there, everybody going to work or whatever you do. And I will see you guys Sunday at 7:30 Eastern. Central. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Have a good week.